Life is filled with difficulties. We all understand that. There's always going to be a challenging season in life. Not everything is going to be easy. We understand that. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of obstacles. It takes a lot of difficulties and challenges in order to reach a goal or just to survive in life. And for a lot of us, man, that's kind of where we are. We're just sort of surviving in life. We're just getting by. And when we're in that place, it's easy to play the blame game. You can blame politicians. You can blame your family. You can blame your friends. You can blame your circumstances. You can blame gender, race, or anything else to say, this is why I am the way I am. This is why I struggle. Struggle is a part of life, but we sort of have this imaginary line that we place as to what sort of struggles are tolerable and what sort of struggles are intolerable. And that line, in my opinion, is been moved immensely since the past. Generations before us have suffered a great deal more. They endured far more hardships than you and I really face today. In fact, there's people on other sides of this planet who are enduring very, very difficult things that you and I do not deal with at all. If our cable goes out, we're holding up, the whole line, just buzzing them about when is it going to come back on, right? If they don't show up on time, you call somebody out to come out to service your house, they don't show up on time, you have a fit. You get the wrong thing in your Amazon order, you throw a fit. Believe me, I've had people write into me who've ordered something and something got misguided or whatever, and boy, they're attacking you as if you touched their child, okay? A fussy, complaining, whining generation. Okay, we don't know how to endure hardship. So if we're flying off the handle about simple things, then what really can we endure in life? Are you really the kind of person that's going to do the things that you set out for yourself? Are you going to achieve the goals that you really want in your life? If you can't handle a late Amazon shipment, are you ready to go to war for your life? If you're going to call the cable company because your cable hasn't come back on in 3 hours? I mean, what is it that we can and can't tolerate? Somebody got a parking space before you did. Somebody cut you off in traffic. Whatever it is, if we can't tolerate these simple things, how are we going to endure real hardship? Well, what does this tell you? Well, it tells me that we're a weak people. We just are, and I'll include myself in that category. The only advantage I might have is that I'm at least aware of it. I'm aware that this is something I have to work against, which is really the theme of what I'm talking about. It's about enduring hardship, even self-imposed hardship. You see, because I begin with the starting point that the luxury and ease of life has made us fuss over little things, which means we are now a weaker people, which means we can't really deal with the hardcore realities of life, and therefore, it's no wonder that we don't achieve great things. There's no wonder that it's just so few people that achieve anything of significance, because we don't have the stomach for the work. We don't have the stomach for the setbacks. We don't have the stomach for the obstacles. We don't have the stomach for the resistance. We don't have the stomach for the hate, for the criticism. We just don't have the stomach for it. And so we don't persevere. And so my challenge to myself is to impose hardship on me, because sometimes I don't think I have enough. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing for something bad. I'm not wishing to lose my source of income. I'm not wishing to be dealing with a debilitating disease. I'm not wishing for broken relationships or anything like that. Okay, not something that's cruel. What I'm referring to are little things that we can do to start to prepare ourselves to be better. Little things that we can do to train ourselves, to put ourselves through, certain difficulties and challenges, not making everything easy on ourselves. We have the technology that makes everything easy. And so again, it adds to our impatience. It adds to our intolerance. And so we're not willing to. I remember as a kid, everything you saw in a magazine or a comic book or a newspaper that you were going to order, it would always say, allow 3 to 6 weeks for delivery. I mean, that was just a given. So if you were going to order something, in a comic book, man, you knew you had to wait. And so every day, you came home from school, you went outside and you looked at the mailbox. And your mom said, honey, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. It takes a long time to them to ship this sort of stuff. Well, those days are gone. But even that's nothing in comparison to the way it used to be with trying to get a letter, across the country, trying to get correspondence across the country. You would be waiting for months on end to get a letter from someone. So again, we're not quite used to that kind of hardship. We're not quite used to that. We're used to the luxury and the ease. Therefore, these things are going to weaken us. It's just the way it works. So if we don't counteract these things, if we don't do things intentionally to ourselves to toughen ourselves up, well, then we're going to find things more difficult. We're going to find ourselves complaining more, and we're going to be less ardent in our work ethic. We're going to be less tenacious, less determined, less intense, less vehement when it comes to attacking our goals in life. I want you to achieve what you have the capacity to achieve. I want you to become what you have the potential to become. But I also know it's not going to come without work. It's not going to come without a more gritty resolve. It's not going to come without you getting tougher skin to deal with people, deal with difficulties, deal with hardships, so that you can keep moving on, keep persevering, remaining diligent, relentless, and consistent in order to create those desired outcomes that you want for your life. So that's what I'm talking about all this week in hardship, enduring that hardship. This is all shown in my Life Domination online coaching program, which is something I'd love for you to join. It's easy to do. You can learn more at the link below, metzelmotivation.com/Life Domination Coaching. This is CJ, the Metzel Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck Metzel up.